All right, happy Tuesday. Seafood paella, take 42. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Today we're gonna make a classic that is in addition to my menu. I also have it on the home dining menu. Seafood paella. We're gonna start it with middle neck clams. They're sweet, small, tender clams. We have jumbo shrimp. We have our sea scallops. I have some freshly shucked oysters, English peas, garlic and shallots. Mo butter, you know that. And then finally, we have a Valencia rice. On top of that, I have nice little fronds or needles of saffron. That's what we're gonna make the paella yellow with and give it that nice earthy saffrony flavor. I have this beautiful paella pan where we're gonna actually use as a vehicle. Classically, you would make the paella in the pan, except all the seafood cooks at different temperatures. So if I was to make this whole thing in this one pan, I would have overcooked scallops, overcooked shrimp, and undercooked rice. So we're gonna do it separately, and we're just gonna use this as a vehicle. What do you say we get cooking? First, we're gonna take our butter into our pan. Not too hot, don't wanna burn the butter. We wanna keep this, because we wanna make it yellow, not brown. So we're gonna saute our shallots, a little bit of garlic. I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt because I want the shallots and garlic to sweat, to bleed. I want the juice to come out of them. We're flipping, we're sauteing, and then we're gonna throw in our rice, our Valencia rice with the saffron in it, because we wanna toast the rice a bit, and we wanna coat it with the oil, the butter that we started this with. It's also gonna allow the saffron to start making its debut. White wine. Keep it moving, because we don't want the starches in the rice to seize up. So we want to keep it moving, keep it moving. I've also made some lobster stock that we're gonna keep warm because it cooks evenly and faster if we add warm stock to it. Once the first part of the lobster stock evaporates or it gets absorbed by the rice, then we just keep hitting it again, a little bit more, so the rice has a chance to absorb all of that nice lobster stock. We want to cook this, stirring it over medium heat, because you don't want to burn the rice. It's a funny thing about rice and starch. If you cook it too fast, all the rice falls to the bottom and all the liquid goes to the top. And what happens when all the rice goes to the bottom of the pan? That's right, it sticks and burns. That's why we're putting so much effort into stirring it. See what I'm talking about? If you keep stirring it, it doesn't stick, it doesn't burn. Around the halfway point of our cooking the rice, I'm gonna throw our clams in there. Clams need a chance to open. When the clams open, the juice from the clams are gonna get absorbed by the rice. I'm gonna give it a little more juice, and then we're gonna throw in our clams. Not that one. Make sure they're clean. And then we're gonna put a lid on it, because again, we're steaming the clams.
A real lid?
A real lid, not a piece of aluminum foil, not a piece of plastic. I actually have a real lid that fits the pots. So the real lid is gonna help steam the real clams and the real rice. So yeah, we're gonna wait for the clams to open, when they take their time, but again, it'll be worth it. All right, so now our clams, after about 10 minutes-ish, start to pop open. The juice gets released into the rice. Look at that, nice. We'll put our lid that fits our pan somewhere else for now. We're gonna add a little more stock, because now we have to cook the fish. We have to cook the rest of our seafood. So after about 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes, now we're gonna start imparting our other seafood into it. So I got these beautiful U10 dry sea scallops. We'll just pop those in there. Jumbo shrimps. Tails just for aesthetic reasons, it looks good. And then I have these beautiful East Coast oysters. We're gonna put the oysters in with the juice. Bet you're wondering what I'm gonna do with the last scallop. I'm gonna actually utilize my flat top and I'm gonna sear it so it has a nice crust on it. That way we got something nice to look at when we put it on the plate. A little bit of oil, our scallop. So now we're gonna put our lid back on and we're gonna let all those seafood components work its magic into the rice. Salt and pepper. See how everything has started to cook, come together, not overcooked, but cooked. Then we're gonna finish it with some English peas, some grape tomatoes, and cilantro, lots of cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, some people have an issue with it, use parsley, use scallions, use something green, give it some freshness. Let's get that in there. We're gonna give our seared scallop a nice flip. Put some color on that. Make sure the rice isn't sticking to the bottom. Flip that scallop over. I'm gonna put the top back on it and I'm gonna turn it off and just let it steam and finish the rice to absorb the last bit of that liquid while our scallop is cooking. Fresh, baby, fresh. The last 5 minutes, it should look like that. You don't want it too wet, you don't want it too dry. We're gonna take our clams out first, and then we're gonna give our rice a little stir. Move the seafood to the end, because we wanna put that on top. We wanna showcase our seafood. See all the nice pretty colors? This is what paella. Paella should be festive. This is a festive dish. So we put our oyster on top. We're gonna put our scallop in there. Want everybody to see. Put our shrimps in there, make it nice. Shrimp right there, shrimp right there. Top it off with a little more rice. And then we're gonna take our nicely seared sea scallop, put that right on top. I have these beautiful organically grown radish sprouts and beet sprouts, mustard green sprouts. That's gonna just give us a little crunch, a little spice, and a whole lot of loving. Paella!